Hi, this is Phil, and I'm here to tell you all about the Capes and Lunatics Patreon. Get early access to all of our interviews, including the monthly Chichester chats with writer and comic book legend D.G. Chichester, new episodes of classic Capes and Lunatics shows, including The Quantum Zone, This, That, or the Third, and many, many more specials, all completely uncensored. Access starts for $3 a month, full video when you pledge $5 a month. Check out the link in our show notes or go to patreon.com/CapesandLunatics. Hope to see you there.
This is Jam DeMatteis, and you are listening to the Capes and Lunatics podcast.
In brightest day,
in blackest nights,
no evil shall escape my sight,
but those who worship evil's might.
Beware my power.
Green Lantern's light. Hello and welcome back to Sector 2814, the Green Lantern podcast. I am Phil. Joining me, as always, the Master of the Core. It is.
I am Will. Hey, everyone.
That's right, and we're here today to talk. Well, we're here. Infinite Crisis. That's right. Kids about to punch a wall, kids. Infinite Crisis #1 and Green Lantern 7 and 8. Well, what is that? Volume 4, 7 and 8.
Yes.
Yes. All right, so. Yes, so if you're listening to this on the podcast, you'll have heard no interruption, but it's been a while since you and I have talked. It's been like 10 days?
10 days, yeah.
Wow, seems like, wow. I miss you when we take these longer breaks.
I miss you too, man.
But I wonder if you saw this past week, because he was doing, our old friend Jeremy Adams was doing some signings because the Flash 800 came out.
Oh, yeah, and I think Flash 800 is on its way to me right now. I don't think I've got it yet.
Because there's a few stories in there. One by Jeremy Adams, one by Mr. Mark Waid, and another one by Jeff Johns, a man whose other works we will talk tonight.
Yes, indeed. Absolutely.
So, yeah, like I think I saw on Facebook, they were all three of them were somewhere together, like signing or something. So,
cool.
Have you been reading? I know you were buying Jeremy's Flash issues. Have you read through them any, or at least some of them?
I actually got the last issues I need except for the 1 Minute War special, so I can start reading everything before that now.
Oh, you're going to read you're just going to go straight. You're like...
Burn through, yep.
Oh, my. Speed right through it, if you will.
That's right. Like the Flash.
Oh, yeah. And I think this coming Wednesday, I think Green Lantern 2 is coming out. I
think so. And now I saw a couple of things online. One, Jeremy Adams posted an unboxing video of
I saw
Green Lantern #2,
yes.
which was very, very cute. And then from what I've seen, I don't know if it's true or not, but it looks like Green Lantern was DC's #3 book for the month. So, hey, there might be some fans of Green Lantern out there. I don't know. What do you think, Phil?
I think so. I think people have been clamoring for Green Lantern for a while. Yes, yeah. I have confirmed on, June 13th will be Green Lantern so next week, Green Lantern #2. It looks like there's a bunch of variant covers, too. And except for one...
Of course there are, yeah.
And except for one Kilowog cover, well, he's on the main one with Hal, but except for one Kilowog only cover, there's like at least 1, 2... There's 4 other variants with Hal Jordan on it. So...
Who's that?
Oh, no.
I know who that is.
Oh, don't tell me you've forgotten already, Will.
I, of course, love Hal Jordan.
Oh, that's right. I do indeed.
And did you see, I think, it might start in July, that Night Terrors event that's like going through, I think it's going through pretty much everyone's book, so.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's like instead of getting a monthly, instead of a #3 in July, we might get Night Terrors, Green Lantern or whatever.
And then #3 after. I think that's kind of what it looks like, but I'm not sure either.
Yeah, I think a lot of the books are doing it. Well, most of them, looks like. Which, like I was telling Lilith the other day, there's a new Shazam series, #2 just came out. I really wasn't going to pick up another Shazam series, but it's by that World's Finest team, Mark Waid and Dan Mora on the art.
Oh, wow.
The ones who are doing that Batman Superman series. Yeah, it's good.
Excellent. I'll have to give that a look.
Because Mark Waid has Billy Batson. they're not. He's trying to get people not to call him Shazam anymore, but the Captain or Captain.
He's Captain Marvel, okay? Just call him Captain Marvel.
But once again, even if you can get away with that, it's like, do you want to have one of your characters named after your competition?
And this is just me, there's decades of history with Captain Marvel, right? Yeah. And, the names matter, right? Names matter. So just call him Captain Marvel. That's who he is. Shazam's the wizard. There's Mary Marvel. There's Captain Marvel Jr. There's, oh crap, I'm trying to think of, there's so many other Marvels. It's all cool. It's not meant to be in the DC universe. It's meant to be this separate fun thing, right? Mm-hmm. So, I don't know.
Yeah. So, Mark Waid's playing with that. Again, it's good. Like I said, I wasn't in the market for another Shazam series, but Mark Waid's making it work. So, like I told Lilith, this might have been, issue 2 may have been my favorite version of the Psycho Pirate I've read ever.
Oh, cool.
Yes.
All right. Very cool.
And Mark Waid kind of uses it as like a red herring where it's like something weird. I don't want to spoil too much, but something weird's going on with, Captain or Shazam, whatever. And then Psycho Pirate shows up and he thinks, well, it must be Psycho Pirate. That explains a lot, but then it's not Psycho Pirate, so.
So it's a feint, huh?
Mm-hmm. So, yes, just the great storytelling you would expect from Mark Waid. Yeah, nice. So, yes, it looks like Night Terror's Green Lantern #1 is July, so July 11th, so. Because I couldn't find a solicit for Green Lantern 3, so I'm thinking.
I think that's probably it. And we'll probably get solicits for 3, like, any day now, right?
Maybe.
Or toward the end of the month, maybe.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. But, I mean, good news. It looks like Jeremy Adams is writing the Night Terror's Green Lantern issues, so.
There you go.
So, yeah. I mean, at least it's still the regular writer, so.
Mm-hmm. Is the art team the same, or is it a different art
team? It is. Let me see. Artist. Wait.
Not Zermanico, right?
No, it's not. So yeah, it might be a different art team. So.
Well, and I think that regardless, that'll give Zermanico time to get either further ahead or just get more work done on the book. So I think that's a good thing.
I mean, it's saying Jeremy Adams and Alex Segara are writers. So unless there's like 2 stories in there or something, I don't know. Oh yeah, okay, I'm looking at the cover now. Also on the bottom it says also featuring Sinestro, Shards of the Looking Glass. So Segara's writing the Sinestro story. So
gotcha.
Night Terrors is going to be Hal. It looks like maybe a few. Hal, Kilowog, and it says a few other Green Lanterns. I don't know who, but at least Hal and Kilowog, and then a Sinestro backup. So,
gotcha.
Yeah,
and that actually will be kind of interesting, I think. I mean, because Sinestro is feared. I mean, he hosted Parallax and controlled Parallax for a long time. So what does he fear?
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that should be a good story.
Oh yeah, definitely. Because I was gonna say that's pretty much the only Green Lantern news I think is this upcoming stuff. I saw Across the Spider-Verse. That's good.
Oh, good.
Yes.
I've heard really good things about it. But I haven't seen it yet.
If you like the first one, you'll like the second one. But warning, it is continued. So.
Oh, okay. Thanks for the warning because I still remember playing Halo 2 and it ended on a cliffhanger and I was like, what?
I warned Luca it was continued. Then at the end, he was like, what? He's like, really? I'm like, yeah.
I told you, man. I told you.
Well, it's less than a year because it looks like part 2 is coming in March. So
okay,
at least we don't have to wait the full year like we did with Endgame.
Yeah, that was another cliffhanger ending, right?
Oh yeah, I think on Sunday morning, me and him are going to go see the new Transformers movie, Rise of the Beasts.
Oh, that's out?
It's, this weekend, so.
Oh.
Well, yeah, so cool. Yeah, probably right now, so yeah. Yeah.
Very cool.
Oh yeah,
let me know how.
Yeah, I'll let you know. Yeah, because that's I said, if there's a couple weeks there where there's like stuff coming, like there last week was Spider-Verse open, this week's Transformers, next week's the Flash movie.
Mm-hmm. Cool, very cool.
I think I might have to splurge. They have Well, some of the different theaters have like different popcorn buckets. Like one of the ones has like an Optimus Prime head popcorn bucket, but I think the one we usually go to, and it's going to be expensive, but it's like, I guess the popcorn bucket is like an Optimus Prime in trailer mode, and like the back of the trailer, the top of it opens up for popcorn and stuff.
Wow. Transform and chew on popcorn.
Something. I was like, I'm like, wow. I know what I do that. Yeah. So.
Autobots, roll out.
All right, what are we talking about here? Guy Gardner tonight? Come on, let's
get into it.
Yes. All right, because it comes first. I believe in the continuity, and two, Will just wants to get it out of the way. We'll start with Infinite Crisis #1. All right, so
let me preface this with that. Yes, I know it's by Jeff Johns, and it's well done, but I really did not like this whole darkening of the DC universe that kind of came in vogue around this time, back in 2005. It's got gorgeous art by Phil Jimenez, and the writing's good, but it's just, it does a lot of things that I really don't necessarily enjoy.
But again, this is around the time when like comics were getting darker, we got the Infinite Crisis era here, and then around this time over at Marvel, isn't this one around when Civil War is starting? It's like, we'll just, how do we start this one? I will blow up a town.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah. mass casualties. Yeah. Captain America and Iron Man on different sides. Yeah, let's go.
Yep. Why not?
Yeah.
Heck with it.
All right. So, Infinite Crisis #1, December 2005. Title: Infinite Crisis. Writer, Jeff Johns. Penciler, Phil Jimenez. Inker Andy Lanning. Colorist, Jeremy Cox and Guy Major. Letterer, Nick J. Napolitano. And editors, Jeannie Schaefer and Eddie Berganza. Batman, Superman, and Wonder Woman rummage through the ruins of the JLA Watchtower. They argue with one another over Wonder Woman's recent decision to murder Maxwell Lord. And for those of you who don't remember this, kids, yes, Max Lord, has gone off the rails here. He's like running checkmate, and he gets a mental hold on Superman.
Mm-hmm.
Who almost beats Batman to death. Well, he pretty much beat Batman as close to death as he could without actually killing him.
Batman, my favorite character.
Who started the OMAC project, which is, causing mass casualties and taking over people and not doing awesome things. So yeah, there you go.
Yes, because his memories have started to resurface, after the flashback of Identity Crisis, where he remembers where the JLA wiped his memory.
I'm like, this whole era is just, ugh.
Oh God, that Identity Crisis. I mean, if that starts with a rape, I'm like, okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that was like,
not awesome.
And that was like by a major author too, and I'm like, oh my God. But so Maxwell Lord had gained this mental hold over Superman. So eventually Wonder Woman steps in, throws the last over Max Lord, and asks him, she goes, how can I, how can we get you completely out of Superman's head? And he's like, you can't. I'm always going to be in there. So she's like, okay, and literally snaps his neck. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Which went up, which I guess Maxwell Lord's final revenge. It goes out like live all over the world. So
yeah, and I don't remember how was that, because after Infinite Crisis we get the Trinity series or something where they have to come back together, or is that the booster? No, that's 52.
Yeah, 52 was that weekly series. Yeah.
Okay.
Where they kind of take a vacation and stuff, because it's like, spoilers for next week, at the end of Infinite Crisis, Superman loses his powers for a while. So
how did they deal with the? We'll have to read it, because I think they deal with OMAC stuff, the Batman stuff. They deal with Wonder Woman, and they deal with the Superman. They finally kind of deal with all that stuff in Infinite Crisis, right?
Yeah. We'll get to this next week. Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
All right, so so that happens. Then on Earth, chaos erupts throughout most major American cities. OMAC units take control of human hosts and hunt down wanted criminals and renegade heroes. In Bloodhaven, an OMAC targets and terminates Otis Flanagan, the rat catcher.
From the movie.
Yes, and the comic. Nightwing stands on a rooftop and looks toward the sky as hundreds of OMACs begin swarming over the city. And again, they gloss over, Dawn of Troy's taking a team into space, and there's gonna be a whole thing going on there. But yes, the OMACs, because I wonder who created them. Yes, kind of like give Nightwing a pass.
Batman, my favorite character.
In the Polaris system, war rages between the citizens of Ron and the people of Thanagar. Members of the Legion and the Green Lantern Corps, remember why we're here, are present, but the Corps members are lost without the guidance of the Guardians of the Universe. Guy Gardner volunteers to lead the Lanterns. The Guardians, meanwhile, sequester themselves inside their citadel and analyze the situation. Do they ever do anything but? It seems like, eons ago they were more proactive, but, last couple thousand years, they seem to get lazy.
Mm-hmm.
And they're just back. Shouldn't they be feeling young and invigorated? Weren't they children like couple weeks ago?
Yeah, I mean, they got aged up, but, whatever. Were some of them boys?
It's back to, yeah, or and girls. Yeah, it's back to business, though. Back on Earth, the untethered essence of the Spectre destroys the Rock of Eternity. So yes, the Spectre now no longer hosted by Howard Jordan is directionless here.
Amok. Sorry.
Oh my. All right, and speaking of, we were just speaking of him, Captain Marvel plummets from the shattered remnants of the Rock and lands in Gotham City. Oh god. Following in the wake of the Spectre, demons begin scouring across the chaotic streets. 20 miles south of Metropolis, the Freedom Fighters conduct a raid on an abandoned refinery. Upon entering the facility, they walk into an ambush set for them by the Society. The Society takes no prisoners, and Black Condor, Phantom Lady, and the Human Bomb are killed. So they're this Crisis's Justice Society. Because remember what happened to them during Zero Hour?
Yeah, unfortunately, yes.
It seems like any, like modern crises, they're like, oh, we have to have at least one casualty.
We get mass casualties in this one.
Yeah, because it's like, are they just like building off the first Crisis where it's like, oh yeah, we killed off Barry Allen, we killed off Supergirl, Oh, all right. Back on Earth's moon, Batman, Superman, and Wonder Woman discover that Mongul has been hiding in the wreckage of the Watchtower. He's going to play a big part tonight, kids. He pounces on to the heroes and begins fighting. Superman beats Mongul down and Wonder Woman is prepared to finish him off with her sword, but Superman catches the blade before it can strike. This leads into an even more intense argument between the three heroes. Mongul, barely conscious, takes advantage of their distraction and uses a JLA teleporter to escape. Elsewhere, four beings watch the nightmares taking place on Earth and in the Polaris galaxy. One of them, the Superman from the destroyed reality known as Earth 2, decides that he can no longer stand by and do nothing. He punches a hole through the crystal barrier separating their paradise dimension from the Earth reality and flies off. His companions, Alexander Luthor of Earth 3, Superboy of Earth Prime, and his wife, Lois Lane Kent, follow suit. Thoughts, William?
Pretty dark.
No! I know.
I mean, the poor, what are they, the Seven Soldiers of Victory? No. Seven Soldiers of Victory?
Freedom Fighters?
Freedom Fighters. Poor Freedom Fighters. Man, I mean, jeez.
I know. Are they just like, oh, they're old-fashioned, we'll get rid of them.
We'll just kill them. We've got to start this up by killing somebody, right?
Oh, they were bringing their A game with issue 1. This issue shipped with a 50-50 split between covers by George Perez and Jim Lee.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So they weren't messing around.
With the internal art, of course, by a wonderful artist as well. So
Jimenez, that's what I said. I mean, I think like Phil Jimenez is. Wouldn't you agree? He's like the spiritual successor of George Perez.
Yes, I think so.
Yeah,
I really do. And he's able to. He's internalized, I think, a lot of what Perez was able to do, with the giant crowd scenes and still, the amount of detail and, yeah, definitely.
Yeah, like I said, if anyone's style looks similar, I think it's his. And yeah, he handles those crowd scenes about as well as Perez does. So, because not as easy as it looks, kids. All right. So yeah, I almost feel bad now. Now that I hear your thoughts on Infinite Crisis, I'm like, man, we're gonna do the rest of the issues next week.
No, I mean, I don't like what it's doing, but it's done well.
Yeah.
I mean, ultimately. So I mean, I can appreciate it. I don't like the murdery choices, but I understand that that's the way it was back then, and I didn't like it back then either. But the art's great, and Jeff Johns, regardless of the choices that are being made, whether they're his or editorial or whatever, he's executing them well.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah. I bet Superboy Prime. But again, Superboy Prime is going to be rearing his head here in the next couple months and years of this podcast. So
keep your arms and legs inside the ride.
Keep your arms and legs inside the multiverse at all times.
Because they might get ripped off.
That's because, spoilers, kids, after this miniseries, he's going to be showing up more and more, and it's going to be a lot of Green Lantern-centric stuff, so.
Oh, yeah. Definitely. And, I have to say that I do like the fact that Superboy Prime wasn't just used for this and discarded.
Yes.
He plays a big role in Sinestro Corps War, and that's a good use of, the shared universe, right? So, yeah.
I mean, I won't spoil it yet, but at the end of Infinite Crisis next week, do you remember how they lock him up?
I think so.
The Guardians lock him up. I
remember where. Yeah.
So, because I was like, there wasn't a ton of Green Lanterns in this first issue, but I'm like, Superboy Prime, we're gonna be talking a lot of him coming up here.
Absolutely.
Could use more Hal Jordan now. Guy Gardner trying to take charge. I'm like, well, where's Hal Jordan? Where's John Stewart? All right, so should we get to the Green Lantern issues, William?
Let's do it.
All right, so yes, kids, because William has another podcast tonight. Go listen to Explain and watch Explain Yourself.
That's right.
All right, and where can you find that? Stay tuned for the end of the episode, so you have to listen to this whole thing.
That's right. Or fast forward through it.
That's all right. That's all right. They already downloaded it. Ha ha.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. All right. So, yeah, like I said, we'll also cover Green Lantern 7 and 8. Where did Mongul teleport to? Stay tuned, kid. Hold on, kids. All right. Green Lantern Volume 4, Number 7, February 2006. A Perfect Life. Writer, once again, Jeff Johns. This time, pencils Carlos Pacheco. Inker, Jesus Moreno, colorist Moose Bauman, letterer Rob Lee, and editors Peter Tomasi and Michael Siglane. Mongul has arrived on Earth, and he's brought Black Mercy with him. In Coast City, Ollie and Hal save a construction worker from falling and get an update on Despero from John when he tells them about Mongul. On Debstam 4, Mongal plans on confronting her brother and killing him. Ollie and Hal find Mongul and become infected with the Black Mercy, with Ollie dreaming that he has a great relationship with his son, Connor, and Hal dreaming that his father is alive. Okay, yes, because here's the note. Despero was defeated and captured by the Justice League in JLA 119. So, yes, I do remember that. Yes, because John is part of the League right now.
That's right. And, I'm curious how you feel about it, but I really feel like John fits on the League. He's kind of the best fit for. Obviously, Kyle worked well with the League, and Hal was a founding in this timeline, maybe, I don't know, whatever. But John, I just think really works super well with the League. I've always thought Hal's worked better on his own, right?
Yeah.
Or with the Corps, but John really fits, and maybe it's because of the cartoon.
Because too, I feel like the closer we get to the current era, they're writing John more and more like the cartoon version, and they're making him more of the strategist and the military man. So yeah, I think as time marches on, John becomes even better fit for the league as time, as we get closer to the present.
Yep, I agree completely. Guy,
I was gonna say the league's like any of them, like Guy.
We'll take Gnort.
That's all I was about to say. I bet you the league would probably take Gnort over Guy.
Absolutely.
Oh yeah, Gnort.
He gives me his bone.
All right. So, what did you think of this? Got Hal and Ollie team.
I liked it, and so it's been said that Jeff Johns mines a lot of what Alan Moore did for DC, right? He just mines it and expands on it, and because we get that with the Blackest Night prophecy. There's a lot of things that come out of the Green Lantern short stories that Moore and Gibbons and I forget the other artists that he worked with on a lot of those short stories that Green Lantern Corps backups, right? Mm-hmm. But one of the stories that Moore and Gibbons are really famous for, besides Watchmen, something in the DC universe, is For the Man Who Has Everything.
Yep. Which
is where Superman has the Black Mercy, right? And he has to break out of that. I feel like the fact that Hal and Ollie were able to break out of it together doesn't necessarily cheapen that story, right? Because it was, and this was not the same Mongul. This is Mongul's son.
Yes.
So, I thought this was a really good story. I enjoyed it. And it's a quick 2-parter, that's done. Again, we get some pretty dark, violent stuff on the last page of number 8. But Mongul. I don't know if there's really much difference between this Mongul and the first Mongul. They both pretty much act the same, right? So
yeah, because it's and like Philip Kennedy Johnson, I think it is the one who was doing this later on, who's writing Action Comics, where it's like basically that's like the whole story with Mongul now is just basically just like son kills the father, then the next son comes along, kills his father, and they all call themselves Mongul, but it's basically just the son kills the father every time.
Gotcha. Okay.
For generations, yeah. But yeah, in this story, Hal's really wants to, I guess, pay back Mongul for his part in the whole Coast City destruction.
Yeah.
And Ollie's like, it ain't even him, it's the son.
Yeah, it's not even, it doesn't matter. Doesn't matter.
And then Hal's brother, so, it's like, hey,
yeah.
We moved back to the city like you wanted, but you're gonna spend some time with us.
Come hang out with your nephew and your brother, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I thought this was and this is still, I think Carlos Pacheco did the art for both of these issues, right?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. So the art's great. Even if it wasn't him, the art I think was really great on both issues.
Yeah.
And I thought it was a good little 2-part story that ended rather violently.
Yeah. But yeah, like you were saying about the Black Mercy, I think, there's 2 stories. If even the most casual comic fans knows, if you say Mongul, what are they going to think of? For the Man Who Has Everything, and that Reign of the Supermen where Coast City gets destroyed.
Yep. Exactly.
That's Mongul's 2 big hits.
Yeah. And the hits keep coming. Sorry.
K Superboy Prime.
Yeah.
All right, here. Let me throw out the next issue here, and then we can talk this whole thing. So they're stuck in this dream. Where's the next issue? All right, Green Lantern, Volume 4, Number 8, March 2006. A Perfect Life Part 2. Who would have saw that coming? Yeah, same team. Yeah, Pacheco, everyone's here. So yeah, same team. I think that's the whole, like, modern comics, like, they try to keep, at least for the same arc, like the same teams. Yeah. Because it's so, like, trade, everyone's looking to collect everything in trades now. So it's like, if stuff's late, it's going to be, instead of a fill-in issue, stuff's late, it's going to be late because they don't want to substitute artists for
there aren't fill-in issues anymore.
No, especially because they want to collect everything now.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Hal and Ollie are both infected with Black Mercy and dream of their families. Ollie dreams that he is married and has a growing family of 2 sons and a third on the way. Hal dreams that his father and mother and all his brothers are all together in one big happy family. What about Denise? I know. But Ollie begins to realize that it's not real and breaks through to Hal's delusion because they are both connected to the same plant. Hal manages to break them free just in time to see Mongul bring Mongul to Earth to finish their fight. Hal breaks the connection and sends them both back home, where Mongul promptly beheads Mongul, killing her. Hal and Ollie realize that the family they do have is important, so Hal goes to his nephew's birthday party, while Oliver calls up Connor and asks if he wants to grab a bite to eat.
Yes, that was a very violent last page with and
yes,
Mongul. I mean, grown. Okay.
1 letter difference in their names.
Yes.
It would be funny. Oh my god, it would be funny if it was Mongai and Mongul. Because it is the children. Instead of Mongol, it's Mongai and Mongul.
Mongul. Yeah, definitely.
Sounds like a dude bro named Mongai. I'd be like, man, what? So I'm gonna kill you now.
Yeah, I thought these were 2 good issues, and then ultimately Ollie and Hal saved, the people that they, that were, connected to the Black Mercies, and I do really like the fact that Johns has Hal using the AI of the ring.
Yes.
And the ring talks to us. That was one of the really great, additions to the lore and the mythos that we got, with Rebirth, because he's like, what's my charge, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the ring responds, and then I think it's, insanely clever to have those in, lantern shaped, speech bubbles or speech balloons or captions or whatever you want to call them.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's just so the letter on this, I don't remember who it is. Awesome job.
Rob Lee. Yeah, brilliant. Yeah. This cover for 8, Dan, did you see it looked a little different? It almost looked like painted, but it's Simone Bianchi that did the cover for 8, so.
Oh, I think Neil Adams did a cover for...
He had a variant for number 8, so yeah, there's
Okay.
a variant cover for 8, is in Neil Adams, yeah. Yeah, Neil Adams and Alex Sinclair did the variant.
Gotcha.
So, and this thing must have been selling well for doing variants on issue 8.
Yep. And, by some semi-well-known artists like, Neil Adams, right? Sorry, the legendary Neil Adams. How about that?
Yes. So, yeah, I mean, like you said, I like it. It was only a nice little self-contained 2-part story. And
it doesn't really, I mean, the plot of this comes directly out of Infinite Crisis #1, but it's not, it's not got all those ties. It's not completely just wrapped up in Infinite Crisis, but it did.
It
spill
mentions
out of
it, but you don't have to have read Infinite Crisis #1. It's like, oh, Batman,
Exactly.
Superman, and Wonder Woman were doing something on the moon. Oh, guess what? Mongul attacked him, and now guess what? He's teleporting here.
Yep, done.
No,
Thanks,
yeah.
John Stewart.
Yeah. And I was just, by the way, we captured Despero.
Who guy is poking? Ha ha. Yeah, I agree. I think this is a really nice, good little 2-parter. Let's see, this is 7 and 8. We've pretty much, have we had 2-parters, or have most of them been like done and one and done kind of?
Was that one with the shark 2 parts, maybe?
I think it was. Yeah, but it had a different art team on it.
Yeah.
It had a different art team. So, and I think that's an interesting choice. I hadn't realized it, but lots of quick individual stories showcasing Hal, right, and how he thinks, how he, uses the ring, how he's, who he is.
Yes.
Before we start jumping into some actually really, really epic crossovers and longer story arcs, because, after Sinestro Corps War, then we start exploring each of the, the colors of the spectrum, basically, and those each get their own little, 4 or 6 issue arc. And then, at some point, Actually, no, before those, we actually get Secret Origin, which I am really looking forward to rereading because it's been a very long time and I've forgotten a lot about it.
Yes, it's been a while since I read that too. That,
Mm-hmm.
and because a lot of that, like a lot of the plot points in that, like show up in the movie, right?
Yeah, kind of. And, Johns has already kind of spoiled a little bit of those plot points. You have him punching his, commanding officer, to get thrown out because he won't quit. And then we get all of the things expanded on, and it really does show how growing from, someone who is probably more selfish to, the Green Lantern that I know and love, right?
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. I was just looking. It looks like Night Terrors might be a 2-month event, so I wonder if we're getting a Night Terrors 1 and 2.
Maybe. That's interesting.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, it seems like DC does that sometimes. I swear it lasts like 10 years or so. Like every so often, like it seems like in like July and August, they'll do like a 2-month thing.
Mm-hmm.
What was that?
Oh.
What was that, like 2015 or whatever, when they were moving offices? I know that's when they did, what was that?
Wasn't there like a Forever Evil month or Villains month? Or
There was, yeah, during New 52, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they've been doing that.
And don't we have like 1 year later coming up pretty soon?
Yeah. I think that's that might be like right after Infinite Crisis or something close to that. Mm-hmm. Or maybe, I don't know, or 1 year. That's not after Final Crisis, is it?
I don't think it is after Final Crisis.
Yeah, so it's coming up here, I think, pretty quick.
Which, was line wide. Hey, we jump forward a year and we're in all these weird places.
Yeah, you know what it is? Yeah, because they jump ahead a year, and then that 52 series is like, it was a weekly book, and it kind of ran in real time because each book was supposed to be a week, and it showed you that week. So it's like, if you want to know what happened in that year, you have to pick up these 52 issues, which was those weeks.
Yeah, that was, and 52 is, it's been a long time since I've read it. I've gone back and forth. I haven't picked up the omnibus, but I'm like, I really should pick up the omnibus. I mean, I've read them all, but being able to read them all in one place, would be kind of cool, right? I don't know.
They had some decent covers on them. Like I have the floppies. I think like painted or something. But there are some decent covers and stuff.
Who did the art? Was it initials are James? No, crap. I cannot remember who did the art. I cannot remember who did the. They were like painted covers, though. Yeah. What was his name? I cannot remember. I'll have to look that up. But I'm looking at Green Lantern covers. Oh, we get the Batman issue next issue. That's good.
Oh yes. You don't think he's gonna let that take that punchline down, are you?
Of course not.
Oh, Ray's gonna be
okay. Oh, so it looks like number 11 is 1 year later.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so
I was gonna say I thought it happened after the Batman issue. So yeah.
Yep. So that's coming up. Excellent. And then I really don't think, and I could be wrong because it like I said, it has been a while. I don't think Green Lantern really is beholden to company-wide crossovers after Sinestro Corps War. Pretty much everything else just parts ways and lets Green Lantern do whatever Green Lantern is doing, right?
Yeah, I just wonder if it's selling so well and making the money where they're just like, oh, Jeff, if you don't want to be part of this, okay, you don't have to be a part of this. Yeah, we don't want to rock that boat. You're doing good over here.
And we've now, we talked about, what was that? It was 2 weeks ago, I guess. Or was it last time? Green Lantern, core, recharge. So. Oh yeah. Last time. Yeah. We've got a core book that launched, like a month later or 2 months later. So, we're got two GL books a month, which was awesome. Mm-hmm. Up to 5 at one point, right?
Oh, yeah, maybe. Yeah, what? During New 52. Yeah, you had Red Lanterns. Yeah. Sinestro.
Or New Guardians.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because next week, like I said, we're going to finish off Infinite Crisis and then that Ron Thanagar special is in there too. But then, in 2 weeks, Green Lantern 9 through 13, and then we'll do the week after that, Green Lantern Corps, the first 6 issues of that. So
nice. Very nice.
And then the 2 weeks after that, it's split into 2 weeks, that Ion 12-issue series.
Oh, yeah. By who? Who wrote that, Phil?
Oh, a friend of our show. What's that guy's name?
This is Ron Mars. You are listening to the
That's
Capes
him.
and Lunatics podcast.
Yes. Man, they won't let him go, man. I mean, I guess it's nice. It's nice to be, anytime a character's name comes up, it's like, oh yeah, that's the guy who came up with that character. Yeah, let's get him in here.
Exactly. Yeah. He and Daryl Banks. Yep. Oh, and there was was there an article? I saw something where Daryl Banks was talking about the design for Green Lantern and how he had to fight for the new different logo, and how it was kind of taking various pieces and parts and putting them all together to get Kyle's. Like, I can't remember where I saw that though. I should have texted you when I found that, but I'm a slacker, so sorry about that.
Nah, you've been busy and running yourself ragged, so.
Sometimes.
But yeah, I was looking. I found there was a Green Lantern Night Terrors 2, so I'm thinking July and August we're not getting a regular issue. It's going to be the Night Terrors issues.
Mm-hmm. I'm curious how Jeremy Adams is going to approach that, because Hal does feel fear, but Hal is pretty much so I don't care.
What do you want to hear the solicit?
If you don't, sure, why not?
As Hal Jordan is swallowed by the nightmare wave, Earth's Green Lantern shows this new malevolent threat. What a man with the willpower to overcome fear can do.
Cool. Very cool.
Meanwhile, as Sinestro grapples with the terrifying new dreamscape he's trapped in, we take a psychological roller coaster ride through his darkest fears and most painful regrets.
Ooh. Maybe we'll get to see, at least in this nightmare realm, a little of a certain someone that is his daughter.
Oh, yeah. But yeah. So I wonder, like I said, Alex Segarra is doing the Sinestro backup, but I wonder if, Jeremy planned for that, because we did see kind of Sinestro sitting there in the shadows in the first issue, so I wonder if he's going to build off what comes in these issues.
Hope so. That seems definitely like something that he would do. He's and I like this. He's concerned with continuity, because this is a big universe, so it needs to make sense, on some level, right?
Well, yeah. That seems to be the best writers, the ones who take what's come before and play with it, and shape it into their what they want to do with it, but they don't completely ignore continuity and just do what they want.
Spend this.
What?
And I really think, if you look at Mark Waid, he's one of those great writers. Kurt Busiek's another of those great writers. Roger Stern is, one of my favorite writers, who doesn't, unfortunately, seem to be doing much these days. But I think, Jeremy Adams showed not only what he could do, with established characters in The Flash. I've read the first issue of his run, which was really good. But, I think his Green Lantern #1 was really, really well done.
Oh, yeah.
And I am anxious to see where it goes. Although, I really hope Hal doesn't have a willpower ring anymore. I want Hal to have a real ring. But that's just me, because I'm one of the few people that liked the fact that Hal lost that ability, during the last Green Lantern series. Because I feel like if he has a special ring, then what he does with it, it's more about the ring than it is about him. If he has just a normal ring, just like everybody else, things that he does are even more impressive because he's doing them with the same tools that all the other Green Lanterns have, right?
I wonder if it's going to be a thing where he snuck his ring off or something. When he left, he took his ring with him or something.
I don't know. There were lots of, in case of emergency, break glass rings lying around on Earth, so maybe you should go get one of those.
Unless it was just invisible or he had it stored somewhere. It was just once he got close enough to a power source, just...
Yeah, I don't know. I guess we're going to have to wait and see at least 2 more days or 3 more days.
Couple more days, yep.
Yep.
Oh, yeah, I'll probably get it first, right? I'll let you know. I feel like...
Yeah, you'll have to let me know.
All right. Anything else, William?
I think we're good, sir.
All right, I told everyone, but I'll repeat it. All right, so yeah, next week we'll finish off Infinite Crisis 2 through 7, and we'll throw in that Ron Thanagar special too. And then in 2 weeks, Green Lantern 9 through 13. So yeah, we'll get to the Batman stuff. We'll start the 1 year later stuff. And then yes, in 3 weeks, Green Lantern Corps 1 through 6. So probably like the first arc of that. So yes, and then after that, 2 weeks out. Two of the weeks after that, yes, Ion. We'll split that up into 2 weeks. So
nice, good stuff coming.
Yes, Hal,
lots of good
Kyle.
stuff coming.
Yes, and again, keep your eye on that Superboy Prime. He's going to keep showing back up here for a while.
Yeah, he's going to be whining through a lot of books. Wait, whining? I mean, winding. His story is going to be winding through a lot of books.
I want to go home.
It's all wrong. It's not right.
You people are sick. All right, kids. So yeah, send us your thoughts. Email us, CapesandLunatics@gmail.com, or call the voicemail 614-382-2737. That's 614-38-CAPES. And remember, you can find all things Capes and Lunatics, episodes, social media, merchandise, links to the Patreon. Again, please subscribe because... Again, our review of Heroes Reborn Fantastic Four has been up. The next one, the June episode, we haven't recorded yet. Yeah, Sloth is going to get drunk and we're going to review Heroes Reborn Avengers. So, and then July is going to be Captain America, for which will make
I found the perfect counterpoint to Superboy Prime. The foe that he cannot defeat. Arm Fall Off Boy. From the Legion.
That's right, kids. Give him a hand. Give him a big hand.
Or a whole arm.
All right. Anyway, if you want more material like that, yes, find us at tubespace.io/Capes and Lunatics Podcast Network. That's tubespace.io/Capes and Lunatics Podcast Network. All right, Mr. Will Allred, he has to go and record new episode of Explain Yourself. Will, where can they find that?
You can find that and me at Wallred. That's WALLRED. You can find me at Gmail and Twitter and Facebook and other social media that I've probably forgotten that I set up. But if you'd like to check out comics work that I write and publish via Kickstarter, you can do that. Crossover Division. The hardcover for that just funded a couple of weeks ago, and we'll be producing that and then moving on to Crossover Division number 5 in a few months. So you can find out. Yes, thank you, sir. You can find out more about Crossover Division at crossoverdivision.com. If you'd like to check out Diary of Night, you can check out Diary of Night at diaryofnight.com. And like Phil said, I'm not the only he's not the only podcaster that I annoy on a regular basis. That also falls to writer Kevin Joseph of the series Tart, and he and I hang out on Friday nights at 11 o'clock Eastern, 10 Central, and talk to other comics creators that use crowdfunding to fund their projects. And we talk to them while their projects are live to try to bring more eyeballs to, the indie comic scene. So check us out. It's called Explain Yourself, and we do it via YouTube, but it publishes to Facebook and several other places that I probably don't remember, but that's okay. And finally, you obviously have great taste and in comics, which means you probably love Quasar nearly as much as Phil and I do. So if you want to find out more about Quasar, you can check that out at the Quantum Zone, quantumzone.org.
I hope it's going somewhere nice.
Hey, boys, you look at the party? I love the party.
Seems like I'm getting a package every other day. I, of course, love Hal Jordan.
I do.
I think we have to end every episode now on like.
I, of course, love Hal Jordan.
He's back, kids.
He's back.
All right, again, we'll wrap up Infinite Crisis next week, and then in 2 weeks, Batman gets his revenge.
But Phil, it's infinite. How can we wrap it up? Sorry.
Well, one day we'll get not so Final Crisis.
It's true. But will we ever have a Dark Crisis, Phil? Can we dream about that?
Yes. And the soundtrack will be heavy metal or dark metal.
Oh, dark metal. Or death metal.
Yes. I can't remember. All I remember is a Batman who laughs. I don't know. All right, kids, join us next time. And remember, don't take plans from strangers. Good night.